Welcome to Review Journal Sports Betting Spotlight on college football bowls. We're here at the Mirage Sportsbook on the Strip with Mirage Sportsbook Director Jeff Stoneback and handicapper and local broadcaster Bernie Fratto, BernieFratto.com. Thanks for joining me, guys. We'll give you our 3 picks in the upcoming college bowls, including our best bet. Bernie, you want to lead us off? What are your first 2 plays in the upcoming college bowls?
Well, let's start out with my old stomping grounds. I like Michigan State as a short dog against Washington State in the Holiday Bowl. Mark D'Antonio, 11-1 against the spread. His last 12 was a single-digit dog. Meanwhile, Mike Leach just 1-6 in his last 7 bowl appearances. For what it's worth, Holiday Bowl favorites have only covered 5 of the last 20. I really like Michigan State in this spot. Their defense travels well. They rank number 2 nationally in time of possession. They're going to run the ball, keep it out of that prolific Washington State Cougar offense, and frustrate Mike Leach and company. I like Michigan State to win the game outright. And my second pick, another dog. I like Boston College catching the points against Iowa. Iowa 0-5 straight up in their last 5 bowl games, and their average loss is by a margin of 19 points. I don't think they get real excited for bowl games after that grueling Big Ten season. By the way, I don't think they're real fired up for Boston College either. They're used to playing the likes of Florida, LSU, Oklahoma, Stanford, and their last several bowl games. I expect Iowa to come in a little flat and a little disinterested. Meanwhile, Boston College, very quietly, a cover machine this year. 8-0-1 against the spread in their last 9 games. Frankly, the wrong team might be favored here. I like Boston College.
One of my old stomping grounds in Boston there, Bernie. Jeff, who are your first 2 college plays?
Well, my first one is Southern Miss. When handicapping the bowls, the big thing is emotion, whether these kids want to be there or not. Florida State, obviously, they had aspirations to be playing on January 1st in the college playoffs. Now they're stuck playing on the 27th here on against Southern Miss in the Independence Bowl. Southern Miss is 8-4 against the spread. Florida State only covered 3 games this year in their 12 games, but they did have a couple pushes in there. Southern Miss is averaging 30 points a game, so even if they get half of that, if they score 15, you're going to ask Florida State to score over 30, and they failed to score over 28 points in all but 3 of their games this year. So I think Southern Miss stays close with the 16.5 or 16, and I think on game day you might be able to get up to 17. My other pick is Missouri -3 over Texas in the Texas Bowl. Missouri is the team that is excited to be there. They started off the season 0-4, finished hot, won 7 of their last 8 games. And they've been on fire. Their offense the last 6 games, averaging 51 points, and their defense has been giving up 21 points. So, and there's another thing: Texas scored 28 or less in 7 of their 10 games. So I think Missouri's very glad to be there, and they're on a roll right now. So I'll lay the 3 with Missouri.
All right, I'm going to go with San Diego State laying 6.5 over Army. They've won and covered 3 of the last 4 bowls, San Diego State. 7 straight wins over Air Force, so you always hear about, Army's a tough team to prepare for with the triple option, but San Diego State sees that every year with Air Force. They've won 7 in a row over them. The bigger question for me is how is Army going to slow down San Diego State's rushing attack? Rashad Penny led the nation in rushing this season. And they also have the number 8 rush defense, San Diego State, and the number 14 scoring defense. So I think they'll do enough to get the win and win by a touchdown over Army. They're also on a 4-0 against the spread run to finish the season, and 14-3 against the spread away from Qualcomm. And I'm also, that's a Saturday game, and then on Tuesday, day after Christmas, I'm going to go with Utah by 6.5 over West Virginia. Utes coach Kyle Whittingham, one of the best coaches in bowls in the country, 10-1 in his last 11 bowls. The Utes are 10-3 against the spread in bowls, while the Mountaineers have been bad in bowls, 4-11 against the spread. A lot of country roads they have to take to get to Dallas, and they don't have quarterback Will Greer, who is the key to their offense this year. And their defense is in the bottom 20 in total D, bottom 30 in scoring D. And I think Utah and Coach Kyle Whittingham will have them ready to play. Let's move on to our best bets. Bernie, who's the big best bet money maker for you?
We're going to go to the Mountain West Conference here. I really love Fresno State as a dog against the Houston Cougars. One of the best kept secrets in the country, Jeff Tedford, 6-0 against the spread as a dog this year. And by the way, in this bowl game in Honolulu, the favorite's only 2-8. Against the spread in the last 10 years. These are not your father's Houston Cougars under Tom Herman. Under new coach Major Applewhite this year, they averaged 8 points less per game and 100 yards per offense less, or 100 yards per game less in offense. Those aren't good numbers. Finally, teams like Fresno State, who lost their conference championship game by less than 7 points, they're 22-3 against the spread in that same situation over the last few years. One final note. Fresno State just took a trip to Hawaii back on November 11th where they beat Hawaii 31-21. So they've got a working knowledge of traveling to Hawaii. It'll be a business trip for them. The Houston boys, they might be sipping some of those umbrella drinks, assuming they're overage. And I think it'll be a nice outing for Fresno State and the Bulldogs and Jeff Tedford, who's always done well in bowl games in his prior stops as well. I like Fresno State and the points.
Nice trips from Fresno to Hawaii for those guys. Jeff, who's your best bet in the bowls?
My best bet, as I said before, is my emotion deals a lot with my selections in the college bowl games. I like Kansas State -2 over UCLA. I don't think UCLA really cares about being there. They fired their coach. Mora's gone. They're waiting for Chip Kelly to come in next year. UCLA 0-6 away from the Rose Bowl this year. They haven't won anywhere except in the Rose Bowl. Their defense is horrible. They're giving up 5.7 yards a rush, and K-State's got a decent rushing game. They're averaging 4.8 yards a rush, so I think they're going to control the ball, control the game in the trenches, and like I said, UCLA's defense, they're giving up 488 yards a game and 36 points a game, so I think Kansas State's the play here. UCLA, they could care less, I believe, and I'll lay the 2 with K-State.
All right, Jeff, we didn't compare notes before this, but I went with K-State as well, so I won't repeat too much of this, but, fading a team in the bowl games that lost their coach after the regular season has been a tried and true formula. It worked for Boise State against Oregon with their new coach. Boise State bullied the Ducks in the Las Vegas Bowl. I'm going to do it here with Jim Mora getting fired, lame duck coach here with Jed Finch. And as you mentioned, UCLA, one of the worst defenses in the country. And who knows where Josh Rosen's head or heart will be. He's begged out of games this season, and he wants to stay healthy for the NFL draft. It's still up in the air if he'll play. He's expected to play, but who knows what will happen with him. And Kansas State has finished strong this season, beating Iowa State and at Oklahoma State as a 20-point dog. And who knows, with legendary coach Bill Snyder, 78 years old, this could be his last game. So they're going to definitely come to play. Going with K-State over the Bruins as well. That's our spotlight in the college football bowls.